Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. My name is Nurfaradila Razali and I'm from BA232 student. Before I start, I would like to introduce my supervisor Puan Rosita Hanapi and my co-supervisor Puan Kimberly Lau. Today, I would like to present my topic, which is the relationship between perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, and behavioral intention of instant messaging with job performance among support staff in Yayasan Sarawak. So, here is the research objective in my study. It is to investigate the relationship between the perceived usefulness of instant messaging, perceived ease of use, and behavioral intention of instant messaging towards job performance in Yayasan Sarawak. And for the research question, to see is there any relationship between perceived usefulness of instant messaging influence the job performance of employees in Yayasan Sarawak. The second one is to see is there any relationship between perceived ease of use of instant messaging improve employees' performance in Yayasan Sarawak. And the last research question is to see is there any relationship between behavioral intention of instant messaging towards employees' performance in Yayasan Sarawak. For the conceptual framework, it was adopted from the technology acceptance model, which developed by Davis in 1989. And in this study, I was focusing on the three independent variables, which is perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, and behavioral intention, in which these are the significant characteristic of TAM, and the dependent variable for my study is job performance. For the methodology, the research design was the correlational method, where to examine the relationship amongst the variables, and the sampling frame was the support staff of Yayasan Sarawak. And for the population in Yayasan Sarawak is 116 support staff. For the sample technique, I was using census sampling method, where all the support staff will be studied. For the unit of analysis was the support staff in Yayasan Sarawak, for example like admin assistant or human resource assistant. For the validity of instrument will be used and done by my supervisor and my co-supervisor. For the data collection procedure, this study was started from 17 December 2019, where I adopted the questionnaire for my research, until 18 June 2020, where I completed the report for this study. For the chapter 4 in findings, as you can see here, this is the demographic data, which is the variables consist few, which is gender, age, race, marital status, educational level, and types of instant messaging. Next is the result of normality test for this study shows that all the data are normal since the value of skewness and kurtosis are within the range of -2 and +2 that we mentioned by Palan in 2009. As you can see here, the highest skewness is under the job performance, which is 0.240, and the highest kurtosis is under perceived usefulness, which is 0.818. For the descriptive analysis, in this study, the scale for the variable used was 5-point Likert scale, which to measure the level of the agreement. And here, the highest mean for this study was the 4.40 under perceived ease of use, and the highest standard deviation is under behavioral intention, which is 0.818. For the reliability test was done, and Cronbach alpha value for perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, and behavioral intention and job performance are considered acceptable because the value above 0.7 are considered reliable, have been mentioned by Palan in 2009. Here is the highest Cronbach alpha for this study is under the under the job performance variable, which is 0.961. And for the correlation result, the direction of this study between the variables depends on the way variables are recorded. For example, in this study, the variable have a significant and positive relationship towards job performance of support staff in Yayasan Sarawak. For the discussion, as I mentioned, the direction of the relationship is positive, and the strength of the relationship for this study is large and significant. And for the statistical significance of the P more than 0.5 level, it is strongly influenced in this study. In conclusion, relationship between perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, behavioral intention of instant messaging, and the job performance. And the data results showing normal and all dimensions that have been used in this research has relationship with job performance of support staff in Yayasan Sarawak. And mean for all the variables more than 4.0 in average, where the support staff in Yayasan Sarawak agreed there is a relationship between the variables with the job performance. For the correlation, shows all the variables have a positive direction, high in strength of the relationship, and significant level of the relationship with their job performance. The support staff in Yayasan Sarawak knows that they can have a significance because they can have a positive significance because instant messaging helps them to perform their tasks in the organization. And for the recommendation for organization, they have to educate the employees on the usefulness of instant messaging to ensure that the employees are aware about the usefulness of technology nowadays. And for the employees, they have to read more articles regarding the perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, behavior intention of instant messaging so that they can understand how instant messaging can improve their job performance in the organization in the future. For the future researcher, they have to do more research on the usefulness of instant messaging and share more knowledge about instant messaging, where it helps the employees to have a better job performance in the organization. So, that's all from me. Thank you.